Welcome to my Spurs TV, where we talk about everything Tottenham. Tottenham go top of the league with a commanding display at Luton Town. Now, well, I say commanding, but we'll go over and pour over all of the action points, talking points, and the key moments in that match. With me to review that match, I've got with me a couple of guests, and they will join us on the other side. In the meantime, come on, ye Spurs. Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. You can see I'm a happy bunny. Tottenham go top of the league with a commanding. Well, I say commanding. We'll pour over that in a few seconds. Display at Luton Town, newly promoted team at Condenser Road. I mean, we'll talk about everything when we get into this. Condenser Road is one of those really, really amazing grounds in the sense that it is quaint, it is tiny, it is like everything's so compacted. We'll get into all of that. With me today, I've got Deji and I've also got Ben. Deji, how are you?
Hey, Soj, I'm doing well. Hey, Ben, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? How are you
Good to
doing?
be here. Good to be here.
Yeah,
Nice
I'm
to see you
good.
again.
I'm good.
Right.
So
Thank you
nice.
both for joining us. Let's just do a bit of housekeeping as we always do. You know that, if you're here for the first time, we'll urge you to subscribe. We'll urge you to do the needful and obviously, join us on this channel by subscribing, hitting the like button, and also sharing with both folks in your network, right? And that will help the channel to grow. We'll appreciate your support, and let's get into it. Luton Town away. On paper, it looked like a walkover, and walkover in the sense that relatively easy game, but as we all know and I found out over the last few years and seasons, nothing is ever easy in the Premier League. Deji, tell me, what did you think of that
Yes,
match?
but no easy games in the Premier League, and if you don't help yourself, then you don't get any help. Today we made it very hard for ourselves. We made it
Absolutely,
very
we were talking in
at the end of the day. We came away with a
offline,
big
and
win.
I think one of the things that people kept saying is that look, there are no easy games in Premier League, right? And this game just showed you up what exactly it was like. I mean, we're gonna go through all of the old talking points in the match and all that, but we opened really well, didn't we? I mean, Ben, we kind of, got into them in the first 7 minutes. We had like 5 chances that we could have gone 3 up. I mean, it was incredible that we even missed any of those chances at all. I mean, what was going on there?
Yeah, I saw that, and you listen to the commentators, and you're thinking, please don't say it. And of course, they had to say it. They're like, oh, hopefully Spurs won't rue those chances, because obviously not getting those chances going through, put their tails up, and so made the opposition think that, well, maybe it wasn't Spurs' time. And maybe and if you notice, after that initial pummeling we were giving them, when nothing came out of it, they suddenly changed tack and started attacking us, started playing football. I mean, I'd never watched Luton because none of their matches actually drew me to them to want to watch them, and they weren't playing against anyone else that I might want to watch and see how they play against them. So today was the first time I saw Luton, and no, seriously. And I'd heard a lot about Luton, that they lost their games but by a narrow margin, and that they were in your face. They were unlucky to lose those games, and they lost them by a small margin. So in a way, I was prepared for what they're doing, and I can understand how they. I mean, that team is full of Nigerians. I mean, those guys, they chop stone. So it's but that big man up front, the big man up front. You just won't want to meet him in a dark alley. He was huge. He was huge. He was bouncing out players all over the place. So no, Luton, they were good. They're a good side. There's no easy games. People were arguing in the forum that we're going to get the 3 points. I was more circumspect in my feelings
Yeah, I
because
mean, I always felt that we needed to have give every team that we face all the respect that they deserve. Because
yeah,
think about it, right? No team comes here or comes to a match. I mean, giving you all of the space that you need to sort of have to do all the way you want to do on the pitch. The truth of the matter is that look, you've got to go in there, do the business, and end the points. You know, and let me just say this as we continue that this is very interactive. We're gonna bring on all the people who are commenting online. So please, if you're joining us for the first time and you want to leave a comments, please leave your comment in the comment section below, and then we'll always highlight your comments. We've got Dave Clark. David is one of our valued guests. Good David, how are you? Right. So David says, "Hi, I'm from Leicester. Home alone today. The missus is gone with one of my sons to watch Leicester City, right? And they don't they didn't need to suffer my bad language. Well, you would have had plenty of cause for bad language, especially in the first few minutes of the match. I mean, what did you think? I mean, we had what like
Yeah. Well, bad language in the first few minutes. You mean cheering us on? I think we had a good 15 minutes. I think after that, we went off the boil. I think we started like a house on fire and could have wrapped it up in the first 15 minutes. But then, like you said earlier, they rearranged themselves and came at us a bit more and started to tackle us further up the pitch and broke up our play. They became more aggressive and prevented us from stringing our passes together. And I think for another 20 minutes after the first 15, we didn't get a shot on target. So it was beginning to look a bit dicey before before Bissouma did his little thing and got himself sent off. But
yeah, speaking of Bissouma, I mean, David also says that I think Bissouma must have been watching Klinsmann videos, right? For those of you who are too young to remember Klinsmann, Jürgen Klinsmann was the German international, of course, one of the top scorers and World Cup winners. And he was known for diving, if you like. And they had this celebration where he used to sort of
allegedly,
celebrate. Well, allegedly, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you for that clarification, guys. And they had this matches when he would celebrate with a dive. You know, that was the Klinsmann trademark dive celebration for Tottenham. So yeah, I mean, that's the background to that. Yeah, and all right. So it brings us to the subject of Richarlison. We're going to do that in a lot more detail later on, right? And I'm not one to having a go at players, especially when they're not doing as well as you expect them to do. But I don't think he did anything wrong today, in my view, because first chance that came to him, okay, on paper he should have put that in, right? But it came to him quickly and he just couldn't rearrange himself. But what I'm saying is the key is that he's kept getting himself into those positions, and you know, unfortunately, those balls didn't go in, but he didn't stop trying. And there's one that the keeper saved with his legs, you know, which again could have gone in. But he wasn't the only one that missed chances. But everyone seemed to have having to go at him for missing chances. I mean, Poro had a much better chance, a sitter if you like, and put it wide. You know, Kulusevski an opportunity as well, which the keeper put a hand to, and unfortunately it went over. I think Son had a half chance as well. So I mean, people seem to have picked up on Richarlison as the only one to have like a scapegoat, if you like. And for me, I'm not entirely up with that, if you like. What do you guys think?
well, firstly, what I'd like to say is that God, I was thinking about Bissouma. You were talking about Bissouma earlier.
Yes.
And if I were Bissouma, I would adopt that just do exactly what Klinsmann did, and every time he scores, do a dive. You know, he can make money out of that. You never know. But going back to Richie, Richie tried. I'd be more worried if Richie wasn't getting in position.
Yeah.
I'd be more worried about that. There's like you said, other people missed as well, but everyone latches onto Richie because they see Richie, and maybe quite rightly so. They see Richie as always missing, so when he does it, they have something to laugh and cheer about. But any Spurs fans that are doing that are blaming him should go and pull on a pair of shorts and have a go playing for themselves. I mean, he's getting in the right plot. He's getting in the right places. He's not scoring. It happens to everyone. No one should think that because of what he said, as soon as he said it, everything is good. It would take time. But I think he's doing the right thing. He's in the right places. And the keeper's foot or the keeper's hand seems to get in the way of most of his strikes. So I think he's doing well. I think he does better when he comes in from the left. He just harasses the players on that side, really pissed him off, and that's where I saw him playing when he was for Everton. So let him keep playing there, and some keep playing through the middle. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, Richie, obviously, seems to be the what you might call everyone's scapegoat for want of a better expression. But the truth of the matter is that I think he did quite well today. I mean, he had to sacrifice in the second half, not because he didn't play well, but obviously he had to make changes to accommodate the fact that Bissouma got sent off. Let's talk a little bit about that Bissouma sending off, and then of course it obviously had an impact on the match outcome and the way Tottenham approached the match, especially in the second half. It happened late in the first half, and he just got booked earlier on in the match for climbing all over. I think it was in the camp, one of their I can't remember which player he was all over, and then within minutes he went and sort of took a tumble near the box, hoping to get a free kick on the edge of the box. Because, but I don't think he needed to have done that. He maybe was expecting the leg out, but the leg out didn't come. So that seemed it did seem theatrical. I mean, that's me being kind. Deji, what do you think?
Yeah, honestly, Sarge, I think that the coach ought to have a little word in Bissouma's ear. He's a great player and he's having a good run in the team. He's very confident, but I think at times he's overconfident, and I think he dawdles on the ball too long sometimes, and he wants to have too many touches. There are also times that he wants to take on a dribble or spin when he doesn't need to, and he gets himself into difficulty. If he played the game a little bit simpler, he wouldn't get into as many difficult situations as he does. But talking about the 2 yellow cards, he had absolutely no reason to climb all over the attacker. He had cover. He wasn't in a dangerous position. Yes, the attacker had gone past him, but he really did not need to foul him. He didn't need to take a card. He didn't need to make a foul for the benefit of the team. So that was a silly yellow card in the first place. Now, knowing that you were on a yellow card, going forward on the edge of the box, and like you said, I think what he did, he anticipated contact. He thought somebody was either going to drag at his torso or leg was going to come out and he would go down, and that didn't happen. In fact, when he took the first yellow card, I thought he might have taken it deliberately, because I knew that would be his 5th yellow card, and that means he will miss just one game, and I think that's Fulham next week. And I thought maybe he did that deliberately, but with that on his mind, he had no business going down on the edge of the box the way he did. So I think he really needs to reappraise himself and look at the way how professional he's being in every situation he finds himself.
Well, I think that sounds like a daddy talking to their
talking to their boy.
Say that again.
I said talking to their boy, eh?
Absolutely. Well, so I think you're right. I mean, he had no business getting into that sort of situation, and I mean, granted, he didn't cover himself in that much glory for that move, if you like. So yeah, I mean, we put us in a bit of a predicament, if you like. But I didn't see us losing that match even from that position. I mean, maybe was I being too what's that question called? Was I being too cocky or
No,
or too optimistic?
I didn't either. I was a little bit worried, but as soon as we regrouped, I felt that we'd be all right. We were lucky and we rode our luck, because they missed a lot of chances. And to be perfectly honest, and with all due respect to them, they're not very good. A better team would have given us quite a run for it. They missed so many chances. So yeah, I hoped we would be able to that we could steal one, and that's the way it turned out. We nicked one.
Ben, you think they nicked one? You agree with that?
Yeah, I didn't what Spurs nicked one. No, because even down to 10 players, it didn't feel like we had 10 players on the pitch. I don't think they put us under too much pressure. I think the fact that we were were still in control of the match, even though it was more even for them, because with 11 players, we were all over them, and we would have been all over them. But I thought they gave us a better match when we were down to 10, but we still didn't look like we had 10 players, if that makes sense. So I don't think we nicked it. I think the better team won. We put them under pressure, and you saw the beautiful way that we got to the byline, pulled the ball back, and Maddison just pulled the ball back, magical as Maddison is, as usual. And our Ven guy put it in the back of the net. So I don't think we nicked it. I think we deserved it, and I didn't feel that going down to 10 men would put us under pressure. I think if anything, it put them under pressure. They came out more. You saw what happened. They were more adventurous in the second half. They tried to put pressure on us, and that gave us spaces to be able to play more football than we would have done if we had 11 players. That makes sense, because they were just.
Yeah. So we come out playing exactly the same team that played against Liverpool, and you think, okay, we'll line up this classic orange setup which we had so far this season, which is 4 at the back, with Bissouma and Sarr, and then just ahead of them you have Kulusevski, Son, and Richarlison, and then you had Maddison just doing all of the roaming around the rest of the pitch, if you like. Now, for me, I thought that was a good formation to go with, if you like, given the fact that it worked for us in most other matches that we played, and we were on the front foot from the get-go. We had like 80-something% possession in that first few 20 minutes of the half, and it was just a matter of time before the goal came. And surprisingly, no goal came in that first half. That was the biggest surprise for me. It wasn't a matter of whether or not we were going to have a goal in that half. It was more a matter of when and how soon, or how many were we going to have in that first half. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear from you guys at home, especially those who are joining us online and watching at the moment. And yeah, what did you think in the meantime? I mean, in terms of how we played up, and then how things kind of panned out. I think we've lost Deji for a second. We'll probably just let's go to Ben. Ben, what did you think in that respect?
I think that we showed a different side to our game today, playing against these guys, because we missed a big player in Bissouma, and I think we've got a taste now of what it's like without him. Imagine starting a match without Bissouma from the beginning of the season. And how, if we didn't have him, how we probably wouldn't have been able to win all those matches we won in the past. All those hip movements of his as he sauntered up the pitch, brought the football forward, brought the team forward. So I think he was a big miss, and to actually see that Tottenham still managed to stay strong and still do what they need to do, even without Bissouma, showed a very strong side to Tottenham, in that you can lose one of the fingers, but still manage to get it home.
Yeah, as Chuma, our resident Chuma used to say that, look, it's like we're not playing like the Hydra, if you like, cut off one head, and then some of the 8 heads grow from different parts of the body, so like we don't mind, okay, we go down to 10 men, it doesn't matter. And this is the first time this season we've gone on 10 men, isn't it? Was it? Yes. So it kind of brought out a different side of Tottenham, if you like, under Ange, because it meant that we now had to remain solid away from home, and obviously probably had to do a bit of defending at the same time, possibly get a goal, because when we went on 10 men, we didn't have the goal at the time. So it was then a question of how do you end up winning this sort of match with a man down, and at the same time still score a goal. We had all the dominance in the first half, of course, with 11 men, but it's a different proposition in the second half. But I felt that I mean, it meant, as someone said online, on one of our groups, we're saying, look, it meant Luton would obviously come at you more, right? And hopefully that would open up spaces for us to attack them on the counter. Hopefully that would give us a lot more opportunities. But the way we scored the goal in the end was down to a bit of genius from Maddison. I thought that was brilliantly well played. That's quick thinking as well for taking the corner very quickly, getting the ball back from Poro, I think, yes, and then he kind of went around the defender and pulled back for Van Der Ven, the most unlikeliest of all people to score, in that situation. And what pleased me the most was that it wasn't a header. You expect that, okay, he'll probably have a cross coming in and he'll probably try and have a header in, but he actually had to adjust his feet, and I think because his left sided, isn't he? So he had to sort of adjust his feet for the ball to come to his left foot and slot it home, and the keeper got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough, which just messed with the back of the net. So that was quite good, But you're smiling, like we can't hear you. Your mic, for some reason, I don't know if it's muted or we can't hear you. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? We can't hear you for some reason. Let's go to Ben. Ben, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yeah, but we can't hear Dickie for some reason. Do you want to maybe come out and come back in? Maybe that would help. Yeah. So, yeah, we're saying about how things panned out in the end when for the goal to go in. I think Dickie is back. Let's see if we can get him back on. Can you hear us now? We still can't hear you. I think his connection is faulty for some reason. I don't know if we can't hear him for some reason. Anyway, right. We'll hopefully get Deji back in a few minutes. Right. Right, Ben.
So the goal. So the goal.
Say it again.
You're talking about the goal.
Yeah, the goal. Yeah. So yes, we were talking about how the ball got back to Van Der Ven with a bit of genius from Mr. Madders. Tell us, talk us through that.
Yeah, the way they took the corner quickly, the Madders got down to the byline with the defender, and it was the skill that he used, the way he moved his body and went down the line.
Absolutely.
And then and you can imagine it'd only be Madders that could do that kind of thing. He just feinted to the left and then jinked to the right, and then went down the line. The defender was looking for. I don't know what the defender was looking for. Probably thought he missed the bus.
He got sent on an errand. I think.
He got sent on an errand. They sent him to go and buy it back. And then he just pulled the ball back. And Van Der Ven, you could see how he looked ungainly at first when he turned, because he wasn't on his favourite foot. And the way he just adjusted himself and just slotted it home. And as you said, the keeper got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough. The ball just went into there. I just screamed. So okay, so we got the goal we need, and we're 10 players and we got the goal. I thought brilliant. That's the way potential champions behave,
So we're told, eh?
Yeah. I'm just taking each match as it comes. Because when Leicester won the league, people were whispering and saying they can't, can they? Can they? They can't, can they? And then they kept on saying that, but in the end they did. I just believe we should just keep on playing the way we play. I think the way we play in football has confused a lot of people, simply because other teams that played the way we're playing were doing well last season. Aston Villa and Brighton, they were playing that kind of high tempo, we're going to score more goals than you kind of football. And everybody gets involved. Everybody in the team plays. So defense is not as rigid as your normal 4-4-2 merchants. So for me, the way those guys play their football is just mesmerizing to see. The way everyone just chips in and plays that kind of football. It's gonna confuse a lot of teams this season. Probably next season they'll try to get a handle on them, on the way they play. But for the time being, it's one thing is understanding what we play, and it's another thing trying to counter it, because we just overload the attack with players. And once you do that, because I mean we've seen it, we've been watching it since the time we started seeing Angie ball, that it means everybody, especially inversion of the wing backs, it just creates an overload of players. So it means you can overwhelm the opposition and score a shed load of goals, even though, I mean, not every team has a speedster like Van Der Ven in their team. That guy is fast.
He's
His
pretty
last
quick.
match.
He is pretty quick.
His
Yeah,
last
man,
match.
without
The
doubt,
last
he's
match.
real quick.
The last match we watched against who was it? With Liverpool. The way he ran after that ball, the guy he was racing against looked like he was running backwards. It was astounding to see. So no, you need quick defenders to be able to run across. So it's good. It's good. I'm enjoying Angie Ball, and we never know where he's going to take us. But we shouldn't be surprised.
Can we begin to dream?
You know, we can dream. We can dream. You know, I think they're going to bring out all the statistics and say what international break and how often do those teams remain on top at the end of the season. That won't mean anything because you're playing different teams. Whenever that's happened, there's different teams in front of you. You don't know who you're going to play and what players you're going to have available to you to play those matches. Otherwise, people just write the score down tomorrow and just go and bank it. You can't. So you can dream though. You can dream.
We did. I said one of Tottenham's motto obviously is today is to do, right? And
Yeah.
it's looking good so far this season. And I mean, one of the keys about today's match, I was talking about the way Luton Stadium was set up, right? It's very, very tight, very close knit, and you have, you could almost like hear what's going on. You could hear players even breathe, if you got close enough, And I think the commentators in the match were saying something along the lines that they could hear every word that the coaches were saying, and some of those words are obviously not. You can't broadcast those words if you like, So yes, it's not that close, but it was nice to sort of see a different type of atmosphere in how much you put it down. The Premiership League, the Premiership team, right? Which was not your usual big clubs, like the Villas, the Cities, we don't want to talk about the guys down the road, the Chelseas and all the sort of people, But I mean, it was very, very. I mean, obviously, great atmosphere for them. They haven't been in this position for a very long time. So obviously, playing the Premier League and playing top clubs was obviously something that was very new to them. It comes straight through all the 5 levels of English football to get this level.
Do you remember when Luton was last in the Premier? It was when Luton were. I didn't think we had the Premiership at the time. Or did we? I didn't think Luton were in the Premiership when it was a Premiership.
No. The last time they were in top 5, I think, was in 1972. I think, if I recall. Yeah. So yeah.
No, not 70 anything. In the 90s, they were in the Premiership. They were in the top flight.
Oh, really? Were they?
Playing, yeah, they were in the top flight in the 90s.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I think it was before the Premiership, the birth of the Premiership. It was First Division. Whatever. But anyway, it's a long time because I remember my career was taking off at the time because I was working with someone who supported Luton,
right?
And that was the time. Yeah, and that was the time. That was the year that they went bust. And I think it was with that company in I don't know now. I can't remember. I don't know. 90s, 95, 96. So they've been away a long time. So their stadium is what would I say? Their stadium is like a snapshot in time from history where most teams had that kind of stadium. It was like a block of flats. You know, the people that were in the top tier were like they were upstairs out the window, and you could see everything. They said they were sitting on Postecoglou's shoulders. The commentators felt they were sitting on his
Apparently
shoulders.
they got relegated from the top division in 1991-92, just before the Premier League began.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, they have been in top flight in the past, but obviously it's been like nearly 30 years ago now.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's what stadiums look like back in the day.
And that's I mean the Hatters, as they're called. I mean that's it's like you can feel everybody's breath in that stadium. It's like that close. Let's see if we can get the back up again. For some reason, it seems to be his sound hasn't been up to scratch. What's going on here? Let's have a look and see if we can get him back on. But you can hear us. He can possibly hear, but we can't hear him. Unfortunately, that's such a shame. Anyway, we'll try and work out and see how we can get that sorted out, right? Right, and someone welcome. Thanks for joining us, Akin. I think Akin Squared Limited. That's what the name says on the comments feed. But if you get a comment up, he's saying what is he saying now? He says Ange was more animated today, and we've never seen Ange that animated, if you like, in any match up to now. But today he did get animated quite a bit. You see, I mean, it was a little bit uncharacteristic. I guess it's one of those things that you kind of pick up over time, and if you get into difficult positions, and we're going to see obviously changes in reactions from him over the course of the season. But it was good to see him at least display a little bit more humanity, if you like. This is Aki Kongi. Aki, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the comments, yes. Yeah, I mean, he said he was a bit animated too. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah, he did get animated a few times, which was, like I said, quite on Ange-like. Ben, what did you think?
Yeah, I think, I guess that the one of the interviewers, the guys that are going to interview him after the match, we're going to ask him that. So I'll be interested to find out the reason why. But I think, this is me, I think he was more animated because he knew that his team were in a position they probably hadn't trained for. Even if they had trained for it, they'd never experienced it. So he thought he needed to make sure he let them know what they needed to do. And I think he did a good job of it. I think this time, him being more animated probably helped the team get to where they did today. Because remember, it's always a team effect, a team event. It's a team effort. So the whole team together. I think he's been in the business a long time. I mean, he's not learning. He's not Lampard, one of them guys, you know, or even Arteta for all the time he's had at Arsenal. This guy has been a manager for years, so he knows what makes people tick. So he probably knew that he needed to guide his players with more animation. And it just goes to show that he believes that his philosophy, his normal philosophy, is in his players. And he doesn't need to affect their play normally in normal play, which is why he just relaxed and watches the way his players do the business. And they've been doing quite well. I think you'll find that if we do, because it's not a given that we'll be playing with 10 players again in the near future. But I think you might find that if we go down to 10 players again, he won't be as animated because he'll know that he knows what his boys know what they need to do in that situation. That's what I think anyway. That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
No, I mean, I guess it's one of these things where if you take a sort of big picture view of it, I mean, he's like you said, he's had bags of experience behind him, even though, I mean, the English press, if you like, tend to underplay his credentials, if you like, and everyone's sort of saying, okay, he hasn't, doesn't have that sort of experience in our leagues and all that sort of thing, and because of that, for me, a winner is a winner, wherever you got where you won from, and if you won I mean, outside of the Premier League, okay, fine. It's just a bit of different experience. It doesn't mean that you have to discount that experience, and it's sort of, I mean, disproved people thus far. Okay, we all agree it's early days in the season. It's had a good start, It's had a good start ahead of people who will be in much better position. I mean, if you look at teams like Man United, I mean, Man United seem to be going through a bit of a difficult patch at the moment, which may well be a temporary thing. We'll remain to be seen how that pans out over the course
They
of the
won
season.
down again.
They
They won
won down
down at
again.
home. One down again.
Oh, who are they playing this time?
Brentford. It's
Oh,
at home.
Brentford.
It's
Well,
at home again.
no surprises there. But let's see if we can get Deji back in. Deji, can you say a word? If you can hear you, I can't hear you, Deji. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll have to keep trying to get you back in. For some reason, we can't hear you. Anyway, so yeah, so we, I can say the boys played well. The man down to win the game, really impressive, and showed a lot of character and belief. I couldn't agree more, because I mean, everyone thought, okay, with Tottenham, we have this, what's that tag that people are sort of, kind of the Spurs tag, right? Where everyone thinks that, oh, you capitulate under pressure and you have a way of giving away points at crucial times in the season or crucial times in the game, or losing matches outright, and we can see from every match, the team is growing in belief, the team is growing in confidence, the team is growing in the way that we apply ourselves. I mean, today, even though I mean, Luton had quite a few chances as well, but they didn't have that many clear-cut chances. They had one clear-cut chance with the guy. I had the ball stuck under his foot, but I guess you don't expect a team to play you for 90 minutes and not have a chance, So it's totally expected. But overall, I thought we managed the situation quite well. Managed to deal with being one man down, and then doing the business. Let's see if we can get Deji back in. Deji, can you hear us? We can't seem to hear us just yet. Not sure what's going on here, but let's have a look. Game room. Nope. We can't hear the GS. I don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure that he'll put it right at some point. Let's see what he's able to do. Yeah, so we kind of down to 10 men, scored the goal in the second half. Now it then meant that we went through a brief period of where they put us under a lot of pressure, didn't they? And I mean that pressure, obviously resulted in them having a series of corners, but we just didn't seem to be like capitulating. We kind of come away with real strength. In the course of the game. Ben, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think you're right there. Like I mentioned earlier, they felt, especially when we scored, because the first thing is that there was a bit of a chink in the beginning of the second half, and they thought to themselves that it was 0-0, they could come at us, and then especially when we lost Bissouma, they came at us, and so when we scored the goal, it made it even worse for them because they now needed to come out and play. Absolutely. And they really put us under a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure.
It's a great win today, by all means. I've got this young man. This someone called The Right Show. The Right Show says, I'm sure that's not probably. It says great win today. Yes, of course, great win today. We happy with that. And of course, that's what we're discussing. If you're here for the first time, this is Comedy Spurs TV. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And then we'll obviously share this and leave your comments in the comment section below. There's still going to be this debate about us having what I call options, if you like, and this is what's one of the points that the Right Show sort of mentioned now, which says we don't have options to change it up at the moment, right? Liverpool needs to back Ange in January. Now, I'm not sure how many changes we need to, or how much of change we need to make in the whole squad at the moment. Because if you look at the areas where we probably maybe lacking at the moment, we're not lacking in attack. For instance, we have up front, we have Kulusevski, we have Son, we have Richarlison, and this young man is injured. What's his name? The two young men on the left, Brennan Johnson and Mana Solomon. They're injured at the moment, but we have Brian Hill coming up, and he seems to have been up to his fitness regime. He's back. He was back on the bench today. We also had Lo Celso. Lo Celso was also back on the bench today, even though he didn't feature, right? And the reason he didn't feature obviously was tactical, So I'm struggling to see where we probably need the cover, if you like. I'm not saying that we don't need any cover, but I'm just saying who do we need and where. So probably could do with one more central defender, if you like.
That's all.
Say again?
That's all I see. I mean, we're not in desperate need of any player apart from cover for defense. We haven't had any problem. I mean, we got injuries to two people up top, and yet we still have and there was one already injured, and that was Sessegnon. So Sessegnon, Perisic, and now Mana Solomon all injured in the same position, and yet we still got Son who plays there, and we still got Richarlison who plays there. And now with Brian Hill back, then that's good, because then Hill can be there, and Rishi. But in the meantime, Rishi is playing there, so we have Rishi and we have Hill.
So it's one of these difficult what's my call balancing acts, if you like. I've seen Ange say that okay, he's brought on what's his name now? He brought on young people from the academy to sort of experience match day, even though they haven't featured. Probably the only sort of young man who's featured so far has been Veliz. Veliz came on, just played his part in this match, and played parts in the other match as well. He held the ball up well in the last minute of this last half. Someone's saying that we probably need a top striker. We need another creative, because Gio is sick note, like a new Anderson, if you like. Now, I think in that department, in the midfield, Bentancur is back hopefully in November.
Yeah.
Now, that obviously creates another option in that midfield. It probably means that he and Bissouma will probably I don't know if it could come from Bissouma or coming for Sarr, but it obviously gives us additional cover in that area. So yeah, I mean we have abundance of options, if you like, which it may not seem so, but I think if you click through the squad and sort of do it like a body count, it seems quite significant. I mean, do we need a top striker? I don't know. I mean, Richarlison started. I mean, he's played 7 matches this season or 8 matches. He's scored 2. It's not entirely a bad return, 25% so far. It's probably joint. Well, I mean, Son is joint scorer. Sorry, Son is top scorer this season. I think next up will be Kulusevski with 2 goals, and everybody else has one goal each to their name. So the goals have come from different sources this season so far. And Romero's had his own. I don't know how Romero didn't get goal of the season with his goal of the month with that strike at Burnley. I mean, how anyone would not even nominate him for goal of the month is beyond me. What did you think of him? Ben, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon the guy must be a Burnley. Can't be a Tottenham fan, that's for sure. To have awarded it to anyone else apart from Romero was just callous.
Yeah, so let's have a look. Saying that I haven't put this comments. It's saying we need a proper striker. We need another creative because there is sick note, laugh out loud, and it's like a new Anderson. I mean, for those who don't know what a sick note is, that we should have a player called Diane Anderson, and Diane Anderson used to obviously be out a lot due to injuries. Keep your comments coming in this Come On You Spurs TV, where we talk about everything Spurs with me. I've got Ben. Ben, thank you for joining us. Right. We had a different feel to Tottenham today. I mean, it wasn't your regular Tottenham in the sense that we kind of had this bit of a grit about us, which we're not characteristically known for, and it was quite pleasing to the eye to see us display that sort of maturity of play, of play, confidence, some would say, okay, fine, it's against Luton, you know, or you'd expect that, but you still have to come out on the day and do the business. I mean, so tell me, what do you think?
Yeah, you do still have to come out and do the business, and that actually should be addressed to Luton. In front of them, they had 10 men, and they couldn't do the business. So, do they want us to go down to 9 before they could actually do anything? I think that we put in a very different display, but a display that deserved the 3 points we got. I'm sure that their manager is not going to ask for a replay like some managers do.
This is not gonna go away, is it?
No.
Right. Dave Clark says Spurs need a goal scoring centre forward desperately. Richarlison couldn't get in my old Sunday side, and in fact he wouldn't get on the bench. I mean, I'm not sure about the stick Richarlison is getting here, because I mean, this is my opinion anyway. I mean, he's had assists this season. He had 2 assists. I mean, in fact, he scored a couple of goals as well. You really can't ask too much more of your strikers. I mean, we've only got played 8 games in the season, and getting plenty, and it's getting into good positions, you know, and that's not a bad thing at all. Someone says that we can't have Davies, Dyer, and Skip on our subs bench. Now, okay, so let's just sort of go through that. So Davies is one of those players that consistently coaches trust him, and if they do that, it's got to be for a reason. I guess it's getting on without question, right? But so you think what are the options? We have Sessegnon at the moment, right? We have Udogie, and Perisic obviously is playing further up the pitch, so we probably need a bit of cover in that area. I mean, it's like my mind, if you like. Dyer, again, that has been a long faithful servant. He's had pretty poor season last season, you know. So I mean, it will be unfair to suggest otherwise, or it will be like, I mean, it's like sticking your neck like an ostrich in the sun and not recognizing the fact that he hasn't performed.
Bin Dyer, I'd bin him, just bin him. I'd bin Dyer.
So I mean, I'm not sure how well he'll perform on the Ange, and Ange has done a great job with people like Bissouma, for instance. You know, he's seen how his game has been transformed this season, and it's come to his own. I mean, that's fantastic. So that's one. Now, there's something brewing in the academy, if you like. I mean, I don't know if you're following what's going on in the Spurs youth teams and the younger ones, right? They are blitzing everyone. The under 21s, the under 18s, they're doing an absolutely fantastic job. And I mean, Dave, thanks for this comment. Dave says that, look, under 18s won 7-2 against Norwich today, meaning both us under 18s and under 21s are both top of their respective leagues. I mean, and we are top of the league as well. I mean, come on.
And they're playing Angeball as well.
You know?
They're playing Angeball as well. They're playing Angeball as well. They're all following them. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, the truth of the matter is the right show clearly also says here, look, ultimately you have to beat what's in front of you. You know, you've got to take every game at a time. And I was saying, we also said that in the group chat as well. So look, no matter who you play, you know, you've got to prepare for them like you're preparing for Real Madrid. You know, prepare for them as if you're playing Man City, or prepare for them as if you're playing Liverpool. You know, you've got to give it your best, and when you do that, I mean, clearly just win the game in front of you. If you keep winning the game in front of you, come the end of the season, come and take stock, and then that's you know, that's where we need. You know, you're always going to have differences of opinion about players over the course of their being in your team. You have people who say people like Emerson Royal is not Tottenham standard, or he should go. You know, I don't agree. I agree. I think Emerson Royal is actually a very, very good player. Sessegnon, maybe not, because Right Show says that's why I keep saying Angie needs back in January, because we need to upgrade on players like Dyer, Davis, Skip, Richie, Sessegnon and Royal, you know. Now, okay, again, it's a matter of opinion, and of course, I mean, I think Ange just said as much that look, he says he probably need a few about 2 to 3 windows for him to get the shape of what that he wants or get the right you know right foundation. But he's building a foundation, and I think yes, over time he probably will be backed by the club. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, I mean the team, the younger boys are playing an absolutely, they're playing really, really well. I mean, a few names. There's a young man called Santiago, I think, if I call his name. And also we got players like Donley, Dorrington, Bell, guys who are just playing after the skin in that division. And yeah, like Right Show said in his comments here. Thank you for your comments. Keep them coming in. Ben, now, the formation he played when he took off Maddison, took off Son, and let Kulusevski up front, brought on Emerson Royal, brought on Skip, and he also brought on Højbjerg in the second half, and of course he took off Udogie as well and brought on
Davis.
Now, I didn't see our team become any worse as a result of those changes, and we kind of managed to sort of stay on top of the game without necessarily having a cutting edge, because a lot of times that when Kulusevski went forward, it was all on his own. But managed to keep the ball in play and brought people on, to join him in the attack. And that level. I thought that was a bit of a masterstroke on Ange's part, because I mean, he kind of had this really, really good game management, which is to his credit. We have to sort of, give him kudos for that, don't we?
Yeah, we do. But I think once we had Kulusevski up, what we had was a real false nine. There was everything about that nine was false. It wasn't. He was missing a Son or a Richarlison going in there, but we still managed. I mean, kudos to the guys. We had to change it up. We couldn't fold, because the thing about Ange Ball is all about dominance.
Yeah.
You don't. I remember the first few matches we played, and I remember him commenting about the fact that we let up just before half time, and we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have let them come up to breathe. You aim to strangle the opposition, and do what Conte was saying we should do: kill them. If you remember when he said that, you have to kill the opposition, and I think that Conte was all mouth about killing the opposition. I think Andy Ball kills the opposition. And so you have to smother teams. So I think that the fact that we had 10 players and we managed to smother them, because like I said, the only way we play our football is to smother teams and dominate. And we did that with one player less. It says a lot.
It sure does. I mean, we have this this new confidence that's coming to the team now, that we feel as if, it's growing up, obviously, because over time we've had us in the past in matches like this. You keep hearing people saying that if this was Spurs of old, we'd have lost sort of match. What would you think?
Yeah, Spurs of old. Spurs of old. I won't say it's a blanket, because of old. Skip the Poch era, because we were equally just as good in the Poch era. I remember I was so proud of Tottenham under Poch, the things we could do. I haven't, for all the football I'm seeing now under Ange Ball gives me a different feeling. It makes me feel that there's hope, and that I'm going to sit down and enjoy the way we're going to play football for the next few seasons. That's a different kind of joy than I felt under Poch. Under Poch, I felt that we were invincible. I was getting fans from other teams telling me, "Oh, you got a good manager. You got a good manager. You got a good manager." Yeah, I said it. You know, when you guys got him from Southampton, he was a good manager. Poch is a good man, and that was then. But you felt proud, and it sort of it wiped away the feelings one had prior to Poch, because I remember how I supported my team. I've supported my team since I was 3 years old, but I remember it was hard going. It was a hard slog back in the days when we had players whose names I won't mention, you know, and we went through that, and so the fact that we went through that made me understand how people can support teams like Accrington Stanley and Crystal Palace. No, seriously, because
and I think with the next sentence will be no disrespect to Accrington Stanley, right?
no, I'm not disrespecting them. I'm not disrespecting them. They know. They know. This is not like I'm saying something new. I mean, but what I'm saying is that because there are fans, and I'm sure you know a few fans who are fans only because they check the history of the club and then say, "Yeah, I'm going to support this team." Do you know what I mean? So you find a lot of the Man United supporters are not people who, I mean, most of their supporters are not in Manchester anyway. But people just looked in their history and thought, yeah. When I was 3, I had no idea of the history of Tottenham, but I just loved them. I loved watching them. I loved the way they played football, and that's how I fell in love with them, and that was it.
No, I mean that without a doubt. I mean, I think if you look back at the Poch era, we've been probably one of our best eras in the modern times, right? Even though we didn't win anything. What's the word? We didn't anything. We didn't really win anything under him. Not that we didn't win anything at all under him. And he supported us. I think if with the benefit of hindsight, perhaps if he'd been backed a little bit more, maybe, who knows, you know. But all of those things are theoretical at this or conjecture at this moment, you know. Fact of the matter is that we are here now, and we now have a good manager. I mean, who's taking things really in his stride. I mean, you've got to love Ange. Ange has almost like it's almost like it's impossible to sort of have a bad word to say about him, especially at this point. I mean, given how he's playing, given how he communicates, given how he sort of endears himself to fans, it's become like what you might call like a fan, a fan favorite. But let's just sort of go back and have a quick look at this Dave Clark comment, right? Dave says that Bissouma now has until the 32nd game or 31st game to sort of avoid a further 2-match ban. So let me get this straight, right? So he would have a 1-match ban for having picked up his 5th yellow card of the season, right? That's one point. Does he then get an additional match ban for the red card as well on top, or does it just continue as the 1-match ban? I don't know. Is that the case? If anybody knows, it will be good for us, for somebody to sort of let us know.
Well, he's got 6 cards. He's got 6 yellow cards. He's got 6 yellow cards. As a result of today, he's got 6 yellow cards.
Okay.
So the 5 is a limit. So he's gone into that. So he's got his match ban for that. But then he's got one less match that he can get yellow card in before he gets another 5-match ban. So another match ban.
Right.
But if you have a match ban, a second match ban from yellow cards, you get 2 rather than 1. So what that means is if in the next 4 matches he gets yellow cards, he will then get an automatic 2-match ban.
Oh, I see. Right. So okay. I mean, thanks for clarifying that, Ben. Right. Kulusevski, I thought, had a very good hold-up play today, and which is what the right shows is mentioning here as well. Thank you for that. Right. So let's come back and see where we are now. I mean, Spurs at top of the league. That could change tomorrow when
might
yeah,
change
that could
tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yes.
But at least we're there, you know. The key is just enjoy the moment while you're away. It's been a long time since we had this we're in this position. I think last time was when we had was it who did we have? We had name here, Mr. Conte in charge. Last time we were top of the league, I think. Yeah, so we're back on top. Albeit again for we'll see how it goes. But I'm this is one of the what you might call the best times to be a Spurs fan, if you like, because there's a lot less toxicity in the fan base. There's a lot more positivity. There's plenty of optimism, across, and it's like it's just a really feel good vibe that's running across the club now.
Well, add to that the fact that Postecoglou or Big Ange is going to get manager of the month.
Big young mate.
Yeah, Big Ange, mate. He's going to get manager of the month again, back to back.
Now, for Spurs, for people who are Spurs fans, they have this voodoo thing that we sort of always talk about. The fact that anytime we have early kickoffs, we tend to lose those matches. We've broken that hoodoo twice now this season. We've had two early kickoffs, and we won both matches when we kicked off early against Bournemouth and against Luton Town today. Anytime one of our managers wins manager of the month, we end up losing the next match. I mean, that hasn't happened this time around. So it's breaking all chains, if you like, and all hoodoos. Long may that continue,
Yeah.
So there you go. I mean, what's happening with Liverpool at the moment? Let's have a quick update on the scores. Do you have a clue what the scores are in other matches? Let's just take a quick update and see what the scores are looking like in the other matches. Let's have a look and.
Chelsea, Everton, Fulham, but Man United still losing. Poor them. Yeah, so Chelsea are leading 2-1 away. Everton are leading 3-0 against Bournemouth.
Okay.
Fulham Sheffield draw 0-0, and Man United still losing at home. Wow.
Right, so around the 60th minute in most of the matches, and yes, things are looking like we said, we won the match today to go top of the league. Burnley 2-1 down to Everton and to Chelsea, and Chelsea probably look at winning the second match in a row. Is it back to winning ways for Poch up there? I thought Poch was doing a great job of winning Chelsea for us, but it looks like he's trying to turn things around there. We'll see how that goes. I mean, it's still got about half an hour to go in that match. Everton 3-0 up against Bournemouth. That's interesting. Everton 3 goals up. Wow, Doucouré, Harrison, and Ghana, all in that on that score sheet in that match, right? And then Fulham and Sheffield playing out a 0-0 draw at the moment, and like I said, Man United are 1-0 down to a Jensen goal in the 26th minute of that match. Still to come later on today, we've got Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. So yeah, it's a good place to be in as a Tottenham fan. Going away to Luton and coming away 1-0 winners. I'd love to hear from you guys if you're Tottenham fans, what you rated those players today, and let's just do a quick rating of the players and see what you guys would think about the ratings. Right, so tell me, Vicario in goal.
It's a clean sheet.
On the marks of 1 to 10, what would you give him?
It's a clean sheet, right?
And
it was a clean sheet for a start, so that's a bonus. And he made a fantastic save from freaking close on.
Absolutely.
I don't know how he did it, but he's going to be a fantastic goalkeeper for us. I'll give him. I'm going to give, because he's under a lot of pressure. I'm going to give him an 8.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'll give him an 8 as well. Yeah, and thanks for that. And Venom is called, isn't it? Yes. So yes, it's get a nation from both of us, and it looks like the right show online. The comments also agreed with you as well. So Venom and H, we agree. We all agreed on that one. Thank you very much. And how he commands his box, he says that his saves and how he commands his box are the reasons why he's giving him that mark of eight rather. Thanks for that. Right, Pedro Porro.
Before we go on to him, I noticed when checking out the scores that the Sheffield Wednesday match against Fulham was only 50 minutes, whereas the rest of them was 60 minutes. Because you mentioned, you remember you said that in the 60th minute, but I said, oh, did they have a late kickoff? But apparently, one of the players was stretched off,
Right. Okay.
and that's why there's a huge slice of time. They're going to have some extra time to play there.
Right.
Apparently, yeah, there's a serious injury.
Oh, we wish him well.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wish him well. Right. Yeah, we have right show saying he saves and how he commands the box. It's quite good. And David Clark says super keeper. I couldn't agree more. I think Cario is really good. You know, made a fantastic save today from what's that Luton player's name? Really good. Anyway, right. So Pedro Porro, tell me, what do you think and why?
Porro. Yeah, Porro. He played well. He did. I mean, do you see that shot he let off with his left peg, outside of the left peg? That was absolutely fun. And if he had scored that, we would give him a 10. You know, but he put a lot of effort. He played really well. I think I'm going to have to give Porro an 8 as well. He played well. Played really well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, so you're going to give him an 8 as well. That's okay. I won't say you're generous, but I think he played well as well. Like I agree with you. Yeah. So yeah. Tell me, Porro 8. I think an 8 is also. I mean, I'll agree with that. I don't know what you guys think. Think the right show says Porro, he was given a 7. Had to change his game at halftime and played well. Defending got much better. I agree. I couldn't agree more. I think that's a fact. So defending, matches have gone really top notch and well, it's improved a great deal. So yes, that's quite good. Christian Romero. Wow. What do you think?
I think Christian is a great player for us. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He goes in for every tackle like he's defending his father's property.
I know, right?
He gives his all for Spurs. That man does. And I like the way when he commits a foul or something, the way he looks like a little child that's been caught. And it wasn't really me, sir. It wasn't really me. But no, I'm judging him based on today and the last match when I saw him up there trying to strike. Why he was doing that, I had no idea. But he just shows what he's made of. He left the defense and was up there striking. Really told me a lot about the man. So I'm going to give him an 8. He didn't score. He didn't do anything dramatic, but he marshaled that defense together with the next man you're going to talk about in a minute. They marshaled the defense and kept Luton Town out.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did quite well. I mean, I thought he was outstanding today. He had this amazing calmness. And one of the things I think I need to sort of grant him is cut out this unnecessary fouls in his games. That he's sort of used to almost pick up yellow cards at will in the past. But these days he just is so measured in his play. He's pure class. He just sort of his defense so well. I mean, and I think the white show obviously agrees with us as well. It says Kuti pure class. So an 8 all round. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Mr. Romero. Now, Mickey Van Der Ven. La 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 la. Mickey Van Der Ven, Van Der Ven, Mickey Van Der Ven. I mean, that was a masterful display today from Mickey, and rightfully he got the man of the match. I mean, I think with his goal, that sort of obviously gave me that little extra boost. What do you think of Mickey?
The thing is that without the goal, how would you have rated him anyway, or would you have taken him up further than us with the
Oh
goal?
no,
Well,
I still
as a defender,
rated him. I mean, I thought he
as
did
a,
quite
as,
well.
yeah, as a defender, he did really well, and to have scored a goal on top, has got to give you something extra. I'm going to give him a 9. I think
Oh
Mickey
well,
was his usual self. He was his usual
I couldn't
self,
agree more. I
but
couldn't agree more.
but to be in that position to score that goal, he's got a 9 from me.
Yeah, I think I totally agree on that one. It's got a total 9 for me as well. Yes, so yes, 9 for Mickey. Top defending, I got a goal which wasn't easy. Yeah, absolutely. That's what Mickey,
Yeah.
Mr. White says. Oh, the White show. I'm not even sure if it's Mr. or Miss. There you go. We don't want to make those errors today, do we? Anyway, yeah, so
His right
Mickey
show
Van Der
with
Ven.
double I.
Now, um, ah, now someone said something about Poro, which again, I gave him an 8. You gave him a 7. Somebody else. I mean, so it was right shot. I gave him a 7. We give him an 8. So I think we settled on 8 one. But David Clark says, I mean, Poro goal saving blocks. I mean, I think you remember that he had a
Oh
goal
yeah,
saving block in that
that's why I
in
gave
that
him an
goal.
8. This
Yeah,
is why
so
I
yeah,
gave him an 8.
we'll give him an 8. So he's outstanding 8 on that level. Mr. Wright's correct. So thanks for that, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so we got that right in the end.
It was
Pardon the
Mr.
pun,
Wrong.
pun intended.
It was Mr. Wrong when it comes to
Yes.
Poro. One
Yeah.
could say.
So we we have come to Destiny. Destiny's Child. Come on, what do you give Destiny? I mean, I thought Destiny was absolutely fantastic today as well. He didn't put a foot wrong. He didn't put one foot
I
wrong.
did think.
Yeah.
I think the only person who put a foot wrong or 2 feet wrong was Bissouma, but the rest of the players. I mean, I don't think a player in there would get a low score. They all played out of their
Yeah,
skins.
I mean,
They
everyone
all
did their
played.
bit. I mean, but there's a point in the match when Sa was kept giving the ball away, which I found a little bit frustrating, and he was I like not giving the ball,
It wasn't just Sa.
getting the ball taken off him. But I mean, it didn't
It,
affect
it,
his overall play.
it wasn't. It wasn't just Sa. One thing I noticed about their play today, about Tottenham's play today, was that the final ball wasn't always right. Their passing, for all the other matches I've watched them, has been very crisp. But this match, we gave the ball away too many times, and a better team would have punished us severely. I don't know whether you noticed that we gave the ball. I hear what you're saying about Saar, but he wasn't the only one. There are other players doing the same thing, and it made me groan. It made me groan when I saw it. So, like I said, this is why now you'll understand why this guy was animated, because he saw the same thing. Because they missed that player, they missed the drive. You can't just get rid of Bissouma and just keep playing. Come on.
I love our listeners and our viewers. I'm gonna keep reading out these comments because people who are listening to this on the podcast will probably can't see the comment. But well, I'll just say that. I mean, Mr. White says he's Mr. White, of course, and then the Right Show says he will give Destiny a 7, right? But he needs him to attack the box more. So yeah, what do you think of Destiny? I mean, tell me what would you give him?
Yeah, I didn't really see much from Destiny today.
Right.
I mean, he did his job. I've got to admit, he did his job, and just what the Right Show just said now about he wants to see him attack the box more. Last match he combined with Maddison,
Yeah.
and then you remember, no, it was against Arsenal. Combined with Maddison and left this guy Chucky. I call him Chucky anyway. What's his name? Saka.
Saka, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, left Saka. I call him Chucky just to make me laugh because he looks like Chucky, that dog. so yeah. Remember that time? So he left Saka just staring into thin air, and he went down the byline and pulled the ball back. So I lost my train of thought just now.
Yeah. So what mark would you give him?
Yeah. So that's so what I'm trying to say is that people he was attacking the box more in those matches. So I can understand when people say he wasn't attacking today. I think the team didn't allow him to play that way this time. I don't know why, because he was usually interacting well on the left hand side with Son, and I saw him always coming in when Son was out on the right. But he didn't come today. I'll give him a 7. Though I'll give Udogie a 7
Okay, I think that
because I can't remember anything outstanding from him. That's why I would say that.
Yeah, I thought he did quite well. I mean, he kind of kept the wingers quiet, and he got up front quite well a few times that I had to, and he just kept it solid. No panic, make any errors, didn't give the ball away. He just kept it simple, and that's what you need to do as a defender. Didn't cause any heart and mouth moments for us at all. So
No,
I'd give him a 7.5. So 7.57. Okay, so yeah, so it's probably just over 7 for him for that one. Right, so Destiny 7. I just want him attacking the box more. I have Dave saying that Romero's still going to therapy. I said on the pitch, so at 8. So you got that. And then says Destiny's defending is great, but he has the power to destroy teams. I agree. And Dave Clark also says that Van Der Ven 9, outstanding plus a goal. Yep, couldn't agree more. Udogie, another good game, and he gets a 7. Yep, a 7.5 according to David Clark. So yeah, keep the comments coming in. This is Come On You Spurs TV, where we talk about everything Tottenham, and we are reviewing the match between Tottenham and Luton. Took place at Kenilworth Road, the Hatter Stadium in Luton. Tottenham came away 1-0 victors with a goal from Mickey Van Der Ven and an assist from James Maddison. Now, which makes us now have a look at the midfield. We've had Papamatasa and Bissouma essentially in that midfield area, and as well as Maddison as well. So what do you think? Tell me.
I think that first
Let's
off, I
let's
think
start with Sa,
everyone
for
should be,
instance. Let's start with Sa. Yeah. So Sa.
yeah. The start was great. He was popping up everywhere on the wing, the middle, on the side. He was all over the place. I have to give Sa. I mean, we have to remember he's still a kid, and the guy plays like a veteran. The way he moves across the pitch silkily. No, he did give the ball away once. I think I saw, but I can't fault him, and I have to give him an 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, we lost one of our guests today because he couldn't get in on the channel. Sorry. So Deji, thanks for trying to join, but we couldn't get you on. If you're watching from the back end, you can leave your comments, and that'll be good as well. You can hopefully take your comments in from on the comment section. Yeah. Right. Sai,
Looks
what
like
mark would you
Chelsea.
have with Sai?
It looks like Chelsea's back. I feel sorry for the team they're playing. I think they're getting whooped 4-1
Oh,
at the
Burnley,
moment.
right? Okay, so Burnley are getting the brunt of
But
Chelsea's
yeah,
resurgence, right?
yeah,
Right. So,
yeah,
who are the
exactly.
scorers? Got Dakil own goal in the first half, and a penalty from Palmer. Sterling coming on the score sheet, and Jackson Youngman also um,
Okay,
scoring with on the 4th minute on the clock. But Burnley led from a goal in the 15th minute from Odegaard with an assist from Foster. So yeah, Chelsea doing a Tottenham there in Burnley, right? As you recall, we went there. I think Burnley scored first, and then we replied with five goals, and then had a long goal back towards late on. Right. So yeah.
So Burnley didn't read the script, and probably saw Chelsea and thought, yeah, we'll give you, and just kicked open the hornet's nest, and Chelsea just told them, like they normally say, don't be silly.
Right, so Fulham are going 1-0 up against Sheffield United with the Cardioid goal with an assist from Pereira. Right, let's have a look. Sa. Give us some marks, Ben. Let's have a mark. What a mark, yeah?
Oh yeah, I think I gave you something for Sa. I gave you an 8 for Sa.
You give Sa an 8, okay, fine, fantastic. Right, so I would give Sa a 7 because I wasn't quite happy with the way he was doing with the ball in the first half, I'll say. But he got better, Right, he got better. So Sa is 7 from me, 8 from you, so probably settle at 7.5. So let's have a see and see what people are saying about Sa. Right, David Clark says Sa kept going like a wound-up toy. He never stops. I mean, I agree. He was there all the way. And then the right show, Mr. White says Sa 7 for the legs and the heart, but he needs the awareness to slow the game down or speed it up when needed, but that comes with experience. I couldn't agree more. Right, so let's have a quick look at Bissouma. Bissouma got sent off, and so that will probably, I don't know, affect how people rate him. But I mean, Dave Clark says he got unlucky a little bit because of the first yellow, because the opponent made it look bad, like it was blocked, but couldn't get out of the way, and his dive belongs in the circus. He let his teammates down. He made a big fat 0. Is that correct? Oh my goodness, that's a big one. So what would you give Bissouma?
I give him a 6. He made a contribution by marking down to 6.
Okay, so
for that dive.
Only because of the fact that he didn't sort of.
The dive was impressive. It was an impressive dive.
Yeah, manage that part of this game properly, which was a bit of disappointment, knowing that we needed the goals, and we needed to win that match, which could have gone south. So that's a bit disappointing from our perspective. So yeah, I mean, let's look at James Maddison. All right, tell me. You go first, and I'll come back with my comment on this one. Tell me, James Maddison, what did you think?
No Maddison, no goal. I'm giving him a 9. He was absolutely fantastic. No Maddison, no. He's getting an assist at every goal we score. I mean, he's doing wonderfully for me in my fantasy team. He just gets assists so easily and then scores some as well. So for that move he made on the line, the way he did that and cut the ball back for a player who scored 9, I'm giving him 9 as well.
Beautiful. Sorry. I think I have to agree with you for 2 reasons. Maddison was class all through today. He got into very good positions. He actually made the goal straight up from his smartness, his quick thinking, and he made that goal look easier than it actually was. Got to the byline and cut it back. And yes, I mean, that was such an amazing assist. He now tops the list of assists for this season. He sits with 6 assists at top of the league now at the moment in the 8th game of the season. So absolutely amazing, James Maddison. I'll give him a 9 as well. I would have made him the man of the match if not the fact of Van Der Ven scored a goal. But yeah, I thought he did really, really well. So let's see what has been awarded by people out who are watching. Please keep your comments coming in. We'd love to hear from you. We're doing a player performance assessment, if you like. So let's see. Player ratings. What do you give? What do you give? So Maddison gets good game, but he had an easy pass to put us 2-0 up. But his pass was poor, so it's an 8 for him. I will give him a 9 still. Right, so before the card, Bissouma is 6, but 0 for Silly Red. Haha. That's Mr. Rice. He says, better. Son didn't think he was in the game enough. So, Son, I don't think he was in the game enough. So, it's a 7 for me. Now, what do we think of Son?
Well, for me, and I don't think fantasy football lies either, because I even captained this guy, and he couldn't get an assist or score a goal. I mean, he's an easy one in fantasy team because he's not even put in there as a striker, but he plays as a striker and couldn't get an assist or a goal. But anyway, that just goes to show how effective he was in a match. I didn't see Sonny do anything. To be fair, I got to be fair. There were no moments when I thought, oh, he's going to score. Okay, maybe there was one shot he took. I tell a lie. There was a shot he took. I remember that one, and the one he tried to bend. But I'll give Sonny a 7.
Right, I think I'll agree with you as well. 7 for Sonny because I mean, like Dave Clark said, I mean, I don't think he was in the game enough, so it's a 7 for me as well. For Son, I agree with Dave Clark. Right. Mr. Wright says he agrees with me by saying that what's the word? How does he put it now? He says, I'm trying to look for a comment here. I must have missed it. What have I done with that comment? I didn't delete that, did I? Size 7, Madison's an 8 before the card. Right, yeah, this is it. When you talk about Madders, 9 for his awareness and clinical passing. Right. Okay, so it says this David Clark says Kulusevski was not impressing me, but second half was his whole up play was great. He allowed a player time to get into position and run the clock down. So it's a night for me. I couldn't agree more. I thought he did well actually. But yeah, there you go. An 8 for me as well for Kulusevski. What do you think, Chuma?
Chuma,
Ben, sorry.
I think he deserves an 8. He was up there mixing with them. I think that I can remember the patterns of play. He was trying to do all the usual things he normally does, but it just wasn't working. But he was in there, so I'll give him an 8.
Beautiful, right? So he gets an 8 from us as well. So yes, and then Son, Mr. Son. What do you think? He wasn't too much in the game, but I mean, he probably you gave him a 7, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave him a 7.
Okay, I agree with you on that one. And Kulu and 8 as well. So we all agreed on that one. Now Richarlison. Richarlison didn't. I think he missed a couple of sitters, and one sitter, and then the other one he got saved by the goalkeeper. Oh well, made a good save and sort of pushed his wide with his leg. I thought he got in a good position.
What do you mean by sitter?
Sorry.
What do you mean by sitter?
Say again.
Because when you say sitter, I imagine.
Oh no, the one that he had,
the ball was right in front of the net.
Went off his
he hit it and it went.
Shin, I think it was a difficult chance. To be fair, okay, it looked like a sitter, but I mean, it looked.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I mean, because he only had was the thought to head into goal. I thought maybe even if I headed the ball, that would have gone in the net. I think he got stuck between trying to put it in with his leg or trying to put it with his head, but yeah, in the end, he went off his shin and went wide. Okay. You know. Okay. And I think he's probably trying to. Yeah, that's another thing, you know.
No, I was trying to remember which chance that was, and you reminded me now. I don't know when he was jumping up, and he jumped up, and his leg was up high.
Yeah, exactly.
But he hit his shin rather
didn't do him any favors. Yes. Kudos to him for getting to the right position. Okay, that would give me 7 for today's performance. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, no, I'll give him a 7 as well because I can't give him an 8. He didn't score. He was in the right places, but didn't put the ball away. So that's his job. He's not a defender.
Yeah, Sheffield United have equalized with the Robinson on goal at Fulham. So now scores Sheffield United 1. Fulham 1, Sheffield United 1. So a good performance there from Sheffield after losing the man.
Man United still losing.
That's fantastic. We got about well, I say fantastic. It's like it's good news for no for Man U fans, if you like. You got 88 minutes
Oh,
on the clock.
joy.
You know, yes.
The fans.
Richie for me isn't good enough. He misses Ivan's crosses, and that's what he gives me 6. Well, I'll give him a 7. I thought he is. You know, I guess I think he's been in for me to get on his back, you know, and I think he's being criticized a little bit too much, if you like, you know. I mean, he's trying very hard. He's got 2 goals so far this season. I think, look, yeah, I mean, probably needs to get a bit more on the score sheet, but and he will do that, you know. I'm sure he will, you know, because he's always getting the right positions. And with this team, we're gonna be, I mean, obviously creating that many more chances again over the course of the season. So that's really good. For us from a going forward perspective, and the team is growing confidence. I think it can only be better going forward. Right, Fulham have scored again. They've gone 2-1 up. That's
Man United scored as well.
oh,
They
they,
just
oh
equalized,
gosh,
but
oh,
but then
what a shame.
VAR ruled it out.
Oh.
The guy
Oh
was
my
offside.
goodness, it's all happening
The guy
there
was offside.
today. I hope they don't. They don't ask for a replay on that one, eh? You think they're gonna ask for a replay on that one? Chuma, I said Ben rather.
No, I don't think anybody's going to be asking for a replay. They're just waiting to see whether Liverpool get a replay. I don't think there's many managers
Goodness.
that ask for a replay. There's only one manager who asked for a replay of a game he lost. A
Yeah,
replay with
United have
9
scored a goal
players.
ruled out offside. I mean, I don't know if it was the right decision or not, but we'll see how it goes out. I mean, down the line. I'm pretty sure that they've gone
Well,
through their protocols this season. I mean, this this time round to ensure that what happened in our match last week against Liverpool does not
yeah.
recur.
Oh shoot, he's
Um,
been official.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
no go.
where are we? So we finished up. I mean, Pierre Højbjerg
Richie,
came on in the second
Richie.
half. I thought he did do a reasonable job. I'll give him a 6 for his performance. You know.
It was this? Oh, Højbjerg.
Yes.
Yeah. Give him a 6. There's a reason why he's on the bench.
Yes. So the manager, Mr. Postecoglou, what would you award him for how he set up the team, how he handled himself throughout the match, the substitutions he made,
Well,
and how he
he didn't do
managed the
anything
game?
different. Didn't do anything different. He started the same 11 who started against Liverpool. So I think for him to have guided us to a win with 10 players, magic. I'm going to give him 9.
Yeah, 9 for Ange. Guys, what do you guys think? I would love to hear from you guys at home. We're reviewing the match between Tottenham and Luton at Kenilworth Road. Tottenham came away 1-0 winners in the early kickoff with a goal from Mickey Van Der Ven. Mickey Van Der Ven putting Tottenham, scoring towards Tottenham to be the winning goal from a Maddison assist. Right. Big Ange. We're all going to the international break now. So one or three things could happen. Well, 2 things could happen like that. A, we go up in the break top of the league, or we end up the break either being second or third, depending on what the outcome of the match.
Second.
Second, actually.
We
Second.
can only be first, second.
Yeah, can only be
First
first
or
or second.
second.
So if Man City win, they go back top. And we'll be a point behind them, and we'll be a couple of points ahead of. In fact, we'll be 3 points ahead of the guys up the road. And so we'll see how that goes. But good performance all around from the team today. Hard fought victory in the end because we went down to 10 men late in the first half, and we held up and scored a goal with Mickey Van Der Ven off a Maddison pullback, you know, from off of corner. And yeah, if you go back and watch the match of the day, or watch the highlight and match of the day tonight, you'll see that it was an excellent performance from the team, showing resilience, showing a different side that a lot of people did not think that we had. You know, I thought that was quite good. Right. Final words from you before we sign off.
Yeah, it was a different match to watch. I watched it, and I would admit that when we went down to 10 players, our ball wasn't. It didn't keep me on the edge of my seat like normally it does. Excited, you know. And I missed that. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe it was me. No, I don't think it was me. But I think it wouldn't be a match I'll run back to watch again. Does that make sense?
Okay, fair enough.
Because all the other matches I've watched, I've gone back and watched them again. I guess I will watch it again because maybe the nerves made me not
The
watch it.
tension as well of watching a live match is a bit different from when you're relaxed, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, but I've watched all the other matches. I've watched them live as well. But this one, I felt that we shot ourselves in the foot, and then maybe it wouldn't be the way we play football, but it'd be the gods of football that would fuck us up. Pardon my French. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just had this dread. So I wasn't. So I didn't enjoy the match as much as I should have. But I'm gonna watch it back again, and maybe I'll get more enjoyment from watching it second time. I think I will get more enjoyment because I'll know we won anyway.
So
Which is
you'll be a
always
lot more
good.
relaxed watching it, but hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
All right, David Clark, thank you for your comments. 8.5 for Ange. Competent coaching performance under pressure. I would give him an 8.5 as well. I mean, I thought he did quite well. So yes, and so I give him a 9 actually, but because he did quite well under pressure. At top of the league, he can ask for more, you know, and that was get the results. That was key, you know. Hold on when you needed to, and he didn't keep on playing fancy football. Just changed it when he needed to, and that was effective today. So it was effective performance, and that was good, you know. So Dave says also he's got a family double. Leicester City are winning. I think his family supports Leicester because they live in Leicester, and and Spurs winning today. So he's a happy bunny. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. It's been a pleasure doing this. We're looking forward to. Well, I'm not looking forward to the international break because it's almost like 2 weeks of not pleasure but of displeasure, if you like. You know, for me, I would rather have my Premier League playing all the time. Yeah. So thank you so much. You know, Man United have leveled. Can you believe that? Unbelievable.
I know.
They managed to rescue a point from that one. Hopefully, we'll see how that plays out. But hey, we are here, and we'll hopefully see you guys over the course of the international break. We'll have a few more episodes of this coming up, and it's an absolute pleasure being here. Ben, any final words?
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to getting back after the international break. At least we'll have a 2-week break away from handball. I'm sure we'll be hungry to see it when he comes back. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, guys. Take good care and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.